million Nintendo Instant Win Game card with a chance to win thousands of free Super NES, Game Boy systems, Super Mario Kart games, plus savings on pizza and Coke Classic. Call Domino's. You can win Nintendo stuff. Wow! And try our new Domino's Twisty Bread. Free with our unlimited topping medium, just $9.99.
Captain, we're under attack.
No, we're under a new cereal. I took Captain Crunch cereal and added chocolatey crunch pieces for our great chocolatey taste. It's new Choco Crunch. Oh, boy. After that, whatever.
There it is.
Where?
Across the bottomless deep.
Funny, I don't remember this bridge. Give us our Choco Crunch. Nope.
Please, then we could play together.
Yeah.
Yippee!
Uh-oh. Now what? I could have some Choco Crunch. You saved us, Mr. Choco. Now where's a bowl for you? Oh, and now where'd he go? Chocolatey Crunch and Crunchy Crunch.
Welcome to Brainwreck. I'm Jason X.
And I'm Kevin Graham.
And this is the best show on the internet.
Holy crap, we did it again.
We did it again.
We're here. We made it. The wood.
Earning that
is,
wood.
That's
earning that wood. Earning that wood. Earning that wood.
You gotta flip the wood around, homie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go.
There it
There's
is.
that sweet, supple wood.
That's right.
I think that's
we get it from all angles. Folks.
Yeah.
All angles.
Good. I don't know what kind of. Maybe a pine, redwood.
Always reliable.
It's reliable.
Always
regardless
stiff.
of what it is. But we're here
Every
for
week,
another
folks.
week, folks.
That's right. And we're gonna do the thing this week that we said we were gonna do, but we didn't do last week.
What didn't we do?
So we're doing our housekeeping.
Housekeeping. Did
Look
we
at
miss that? I kind of forgot.
Yes.
We have stuff that everybody watching needs to do right now.
Right this second.
On YouTube, hit that subscribe button, comment below. Let us know you're here because we are growing this channel like crazy. Kind of missed this past week, had a couple things going on, but I have stuff in the mail to do some new gaming videos.
Oh.
Also,
somebody spent some money.
People, for some reason, really seem to like those. They really seem to like those Retromania videos.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna be doing more of that. You are turned way down low, sir. I apologize. Go ahead, talk real quick for me.
Check 1, 2.
Oh my
check,
God,
check.
you're so loud. You need to be turned down.
Oh my God.
But people seem
only
to
the
be
best here, folks.
People seem to be really enjoying those Retromania videos. So I, being the people person that I am, and being
the people's champ, if you are
a person's champ, we'll go with, and being somebody who just loves to satisfy his audience, I'm going to be doing more. I'm going to tough it out, even though I'm not that big of a fan of the game. But I did order a nice piece of equipment, which will perhaps
help out.
It may or may not help out. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to try to get something done maybe this weekend for that. Also, talked a little bit about this the other week. Went back through and I found my PlayStation 2.
Oh, did you?
Because I was like, I know for a fact that I have grinded hours and hours and hours and days and weeks and months and years on a particular wrestling game. A little bit of SmackDown vs. Raw 07. Had this big old created roster. I said that I had a vision of how I looked. And boy, was it something. Well,
folks, if that's not reason enough.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I went and I did some digging in my closet. I found my PlayStation.
Really tired?
You look
well.
I mean, listen, he's been a single dad for 3 weeks. I mean, Just think about that for a minute. I mean, yeah, a lot of people do it, and a lot of people do it well. But I mean, he's just out there trying.
Just giving it the old college try. Which 07. That means that was your graduating year.
That was my graduating
right?
year. That's absolutely, yeah. But the game would have technically come out like 06.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because they were always like 1 year release. But like, because I think
I've been doing great, even with the sweetie, apparently.
Yeah. Because the one that came out after that was when everything for that franchise just went downhill.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so I went into the storage closet, did some digging. I found my PlayStation. I found all my memory cards. I found some controllers. Found all the hookups. I don't own the game anymore.
Perfect.
And I don't have the save files either.
Oh, you don't?
I don't. This is one of the weirdest things to me, because I have a fond memory of playing this game, like just to the bone. I don't know why I would have sold it. Like it's one of those things where.
Did your brother just take it?
No, because at that point, like, he was already moved out and wasn't really into the wrestling games. So it was one of those things where, like, I had full ownership of it. Yay, class of 2007. Whew, yeah, this is so good. And like I haven't played it like in college, but at some point I had to have gotten rid of it. But like I don't know why. Like I still have a ton of PlayStation 2 games. Also,
well, if you're in college, maybe you trade it for some ramen.
No, because like I bought Fire Pro Wrestling that year, which I do still own.
Oh,
and
okay.
I do still have a save file active, and I do have a lot of people customized in that.
Okay.
So I think, and once I realized that the save file still worked, I stopped playing. I turned everything off. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shift the game. I was really hoping for the SmackDown vs. Raw one because again, I had a vision. But we'll
get a dream, folks.
We'll do that. We'll do all that with Fire Pro Returns. So that'll be coming up probably within the next couple of weeks. We'll take a trip down memory lane of consider it would be between 2007 and 2013. Wrestling.
Okay.
That era, including indies.
Oh, well, there we go.
Including local indies.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So that's
so folks, if that's not reason alone,
yeah. Listen,
hit that subscribe button.
There were a lot of things in college you could do. I didn't do any of them. I sat at home and I played video games.
And you're gonna get a little glimpse of that.
You're gonna get it
right here on this channel.
Yeah, you step into my world. It's weird and confusing.
Grab yourself a hot and ready. Grab yourself a Bud Light. Get ready to have a good.
Maybe I should. Oh, I should see if we have hot and readies down here. I should do like a whole thing. I should make Why are we not doing more stuff like this?
Well, I mean, like I plan on doing those things because I'm going to move to a new area. You've been in that area for over a year and have done nothing, so I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, listen, man. There's a pandemic going on. We can get our COVID shots though.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, like they just decided now would be a good time to open all that up after they announced that, hey, do whatever you want, nothing matters anymore.
That Freddie Mercury did. Nothing really matters.
They were, yeah.
I didn't know
if that was like a double reference because you're like, oh yeah, you get the Mercury from the shot, and you could be Freddie Mercury and just going up, be like, nothing matters.
No. The Mercury's for mind control. So
okay, was he
not a different thing?
Was he not under mind control?
Freddie Mercury?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure he was on ecstasy.
I mean, if you got to be on one or the other, do what you gotta. We've got more stuff coming out like that. So be sure to follow us on YouTube. We are trying to hit 100 subscribers. We need to do it fast. I have other things in the works.
And don't forget, tomorrow night, right here on this channel, the internet's favorite game show.
The other most important
Don't be an asshole.
Week. Yes.
And Blakely K will be back in studio. No longer just via satellite.
That's
Um,
cool.
she'll be back. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how excited I am.
am sure
I'm
you
so
are
excited.
ecstatic.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So exciting. So we'll be back tomorrow night.
Mm.
The four of us together, the four amigos. We need to have like a squad name.
Well, I don't think amigos would be it, considering two of them are female.
Amigas
Amigex.
with X.
Is
What's the pronoun in Spanish? Like how do you do the pronouns?
all? I should know. I should be. See, I've been bad and I have not been learning my Spanish this year so far, and we're already 3 months down.
You got to work on your goals, sir.
I mean, I got one of them.
Amigos is also for mixed groups, so I was right.
Okay, I'm the asshole.
How dare you correct me? I mean, you will find out tomorrow.
We'll find out tomorrow.
Should we be the four caballeros?
That whole thing made me uncomfortable. I texted, or I snapped a little video of that to my buddy Dave, who is Mexican, and he was like, "It's just so bad. It's just so terrible." And I was like, "I know. I don't know. I mean, I know why I'm here. I'm drunk on a very alcoholic margarita, but it's terrible. I'm not enjoying this."
Yes,
at
but
all.
like, it's the equivalent of going to one of those like sand resorts. Like you're getting a very what are they called? Like or Sandals? Sandals resorts?
I've never been to Sandals. I'm more of a
it's a watered down version of the place that you actually want to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I got it.
That's Epcot.
That's I mean, I got drunk and I got a lot of food.
I know, it was awesome.
And I lost all my photos from that day. I'm really upset.
Yeah, you did.
Lost all my photos from that vacation, pretty much, and video. I took a lot of footage that I had intended to make into a thing for this channel.
Yes.
Yep. Next time when we go to Disney World or Disneyland rather, because we're gonna get the shots. Tokyo, yeah, because we're gonna get the shots.
Get the shots.
And then we're gonna go to Disney in California, and then
I gotta
Universal.
get my passport.
You gotta get a passport.
I gotta get my passport.
Get your COVID passport.
Did you see the thing that they just posted today?
No.
About cruises.
No.
It is not looking good for Brainwreck Cruise 2.
No.
Or other things that I had planned for this year. The CDC just came out today and strongly advised limiting cruising until November. So what that means, I don't fucking know, but that's what they said.
I feel like it's going to come down to the band.
Oh, yeah, and they didn't want to do it in the first place.
I feel like they didn't want to do it in the first place either. So are we potentially going to end up with another postponed trip?
Possibly.
What do we do at that point?
I mean, we go to Disney. We've established... We've established the plan.
I mean, yeah. So the plan is we go to Disney in California, then we go to Universal in California, then we fly out to Tokyo, hit up Tokyo Disney, do little super potato shopping, go to the steakhouse, get some shrimpies, get some.
I mean,
sushis.
New Japan shows ain't drawn. We can get tickets.
We can get tickets. Fuck yeah! Who knows who will be there? Apparently, like half of Impact.
There you go.
They need
That's all
jobs.
you need.
Yeah. So that'll be the backup plan.
That'll be the backup plan.
We'll do it all in a week.
We'll do it all again.
How much bigger is Disney World compared to Disneyland?
About Disney World is about 6 times the size.
Jesus Christ!
So
like, could you do Disneyland in a day if you try?
Well, okay. So in California, there's 2 parks.
Right.
There's California Adventure, and then there's Disneyland. They also have like a pier. Like what they call they used to call the Pixar Pier. I don't know if it's I think it's still called the Pixar Pier.
Okay.
and they have their own downtown Disney. So like you can do everything in about 2 days.
Okay.
So
That's not bad. I would
it's not bad.
I would go for a 3-day trip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So just like,
Yeah.
hey, if anybody, let's go for a
I
3-day
mean, I always
trip.
wanted to go see Hollywood, but now I feel like I'm gonna get abducted by the homeless. So like I don't know if I want to do that anymore.
Oh, just come down to
But
Austin.
okay.
Yeah.
Same thing, right?
I mean, I don't know.
Can you guys
seem
put
friendly to
like
me,
do
but
you guys have hills in Austin?
it's not as hilly. Like there are hills that you got to like go
Okay.
up, and then like you got to go back down when you're driving.
Maybe you guys need to do like a big Austin sign in cactuses, like the
There's
Hollywood
not a lot of
sign.
cacti down here,
No,
and plus most of them are dead from the ice storm we just had. Because like our dude, so Christy and I went for a walk yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and this is how we both know we cannot wait to get out of this fucking place. It's been roughly like a month since the ice storm.
Mm-hmm.
We went for a walk around the building last night because we're like, let's just go be active or something. All of the landscaping is dead. Like all the agave, all of the cactus, all like the little bushes and stuff, like they're all dead. And it looks horrible. And they've just left it.
Oh, they haven't done anything.
They haven't done anything. They haven't dug it up. They haven't cut them. They haven't moved them. It's just dead cactus like laying on the sidewalk.
That's attractive.
I'm like, yeah, this is wonderful.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like the guy who so like maintenance here too has been terrible. So I had to ask 3 times for a new filter for our HVAC system, which they're supposed to supply. Like that's part of the agreement. Like they supply all that stuff.
Mhm.
And like I had put in a ticket for that like 3 times, and I had also asked for like a replacement light for one of the fixtures that they have installed.
Okay.
And I was like, so like the guy came and he was like, "Yep, here's your filter." I was like, "Okay, do you have the light?" And he's like, "What light?" And I'm like, "The light that we also included in on the ticket." And he goes, "Oh, that's not on my sheet." And I'm like, "Okay, but like, do you have one? Because like you work for maintenance, like you can check." He
Right.
goes,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll
Give
go
it-
check."
give it a go.
And then he just left and never came back.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why would he?
I'm just like,
He did his job.
he did. You know what? And to be fair to him, he did the job he was told to do.
Correct.
Where he went after that, I mean, fuck me if I know.
He's not a customer service representative.
He's really not. I mean,
Nope.
believe me, where a lot of the people we've dealt with in this building, none of them are.
None of them had the
Oh,
experience. They've never worked the phones.
I'm just like, hey, like I actually went down to the desk one day. I was like, "Do you guys have any filters?" And they're like, "Oh, do you need one?" I was like, "Yeah, kind of. It's past due." And they're like, and she just like sat there for like 5 minutes, like kind of humming and hawing, and then she's like, "Put in a ticket." I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I did that already, but okay."
I didn't realize I was in line for the deli.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I did.
What's your ticket number? Nope, you gotta
It's
wait.
like-
You gotta wait.
Gotta wait.
Yeah, so that's just been. We're looking forward to a new place.
To a new
And like
different experience.
honestly, it's kind of funny because you get a lot of the people who are like, yeah, but like, wouldn't you want to live in a place that does have an HOA or does have maintenance where like you don't have to do anything? And I'm like, not really. Because I would sort of prefer to do a lot. I mean, like, yeah, it's so much easier to just let somebody else deal with it. But then, like, I'm on their time, and I can't fucking stand being on somebody else's time, especially when it's Austin. Because there is a schedule down here. And
So kind of like they say in Florida, there's Florida time.
oh, there's
Austin time?
There's Austin time. It's kind of
Okay.
like, oh, you need the key to the apartment you're moving into. Call us back tomorrow. And it's like, no, we're going to be there tomorrow. We need to make sure we can get this. Okay, we'll see if we can leave it out for you. And it's like, no.
No. It's a key.
I need a plan because I need to get into my home, which you have the key for. Yeah, it's just shit like that.
Yeah, and plus you could get stuck with an HOA where they don't do shit, and you still have to pay the HOA.
There's that too.
So,
yeah, we actually have
yeah.
an HOA for the place we're going into.
I have an HOA for my new place.
It's I think
$4.
so they don't do anything.
They don't do
They don't do
anything.
anything. I would be more okay with that because like I've heard stories of like people who have HOAs. So you're expecting the service that you paid for. I know it's a wild concept. Because like I've heard stories where people have had HOAs where it's like they put up string lighting on their back porch or something like that, and they're like, "Hey, you need to take that down."
Yeah, that's the thing we're kind of worried about with like renovations that we might have to do, and I have to
just
like
do
get
'em.
approval. For I'm going to adopt the policy. It's better to ask for forgiveness.
Oh yeah, just be like,
than permission.
I didn't know where I'm from. It's so much different.
Right.
Yeah. The HOA is more of a guideline. It's more of like a community resource.
It's like the goddamn pirate rules. Like they're just more like guidelines. Like who the fuck?
Yeah. Well, that's like my brother. I know because like when he moved into his house, he and his wife, they've got I guess a pretty strict HOA to where like they couldn't put a certain type of fence up in the backyard. They couldn't take down trees without asking. So he was like, "Well, fuck that." So he like his plan was just to like go into the back and like drill into like all the tree roots and just like pour chemicals into them and just kill them. I'm like, you know what though? I mean,
he's the coolant wife. Just
I'm like, hey, like go for it.
Spiking that coffee.
Yeah. It's $30 a month. Yeah, so ours is $30 a month, which I feel like that's not really that bad, I mean,
for what you got, you guys get a pool. You get access to stuff,
no, we don't,
like.
Well, wait.
Oh, not for your current place or for your new.
No, the current place. I don't think we. I mean, like we just like have a charge on the amenities. I think the HOA we're paying is $30 a month
for the new one.
Yeah, for the new place, but like.
Oh, okay. Gotcha,
there really aren't any like community amenities. I don't think because like we don't really have like a pool in the neighborhood. There's not like a big like like some places have like community centers and like stuff like that, and, like parks and
tennis
stuff.
courts.
Ours is a completely new development. Yeah, the new one. I don't think we get anything for it. Yeah, it's basically. I don't know because like when we drove through the neighborhood the other day, I was like, "Oh, the HOA don't do anything here."
Oh,
and it could be because it's still a new development.
Well, some of them are for like they cover like garbage pickup and like paving your streets and things like that. Like some of them do. Like if they're not included in like your taxes, like your county taxes.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point.
Then sometime the HOA will cover that kind of thing.
Gonna need to get the fucking sidewalk paved. I can tell you that.
It's brand new, brother.
It's already graffitied.
Oh, yeah. Somebody's marking turf.
Somebody. Yeah. There's a certain president's name in front of our house that I'm like, that ain't gonna be there.
Biden, because he's gonna die.
No. It was the last guy.
Oh, the last guy.
Somebody like that was the like when we went up to the house for the first time. That was the first thing I noticed. And I go to the realtor. I'm like, that needs to go immediately. and like then we met with like the development people. She was like, yeah, there's like, and she was trying to be coy about it, and I was just like, it says Trump. Like, but like but Chris and I were both like, it wouldn't matter if it said Biden. It wouldn't matter if it said Obama. Like, we don't want that shit on our house.
Well, no, because it's your goddamn brand new property, and that establishes that this is not a protected area.
The worst part about it is, like, I have an idea of like who it was because like one of the neighbors came out, and I was like, it was probably that guy, and the realtor goes, oh no, it was definitely that guy. So I'm like, this could be interesting because this is all new, So like, we don't really know who like our neighbors are yet because like there's maybe 3 people living in our street right now. So,
well, it's interesting because I think that's one way to go with post-Trump is to just put his name on stuff. I've recently seen a situation where kind of the reverse had happened. That during the election, and actually probably I'm pretty sure all 4 years of Trump, there was a neighbor near my mother's that had installed a flagpole in their front yard to hang a Trump flag that said "No more bullshit."
No more bullshit.
So you're going down, this nice community and going to my mother's house for dinner, and I just passed by someone who recently installed regulation flagpole with a Trump flag on it that I saw for 4 goddamn years. Went over there the other day.
Yeah.
The pole has been cut from the ground.
Ooh.
The flag has been removed. There's still a Trump banner in the window, but
Sasha says, put a Guatemala posters all over your neighbor's car. We have like real talk. We have thought of like some interesting things that we might be able to do and might do, but we're like, nah, we're not going to get into all that. So like that's like in a month and a half.
Yeah. We're doing things, folks.
We are doing things. And speaking of doing things, we talked about something last week, and I really want to get your feedback on it and kind of like where you're at now.
Okay.
But we started talking a little bit about the Pluto TV.
Oh, Pluto! Messed up, right?
What?
What they did to Pluto?
They turned it into. They turned it into a TV channel, which.
Yeah, but the other one, like
they blew it up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah. It's why blow up a perfectly good planet? I don't know.
Right.
But sir, have you been enjoying the Pluto?
Let me tell you a little something about the Pluto. Okay, so when we talked about it last week on this very show, folks, we're handing out life advice. If you don't hit the subscribe button right now, you do not want to know more about life. Because, folks, I learned something last week. I learned about Pluto TV, the app from the man over here who was singing its praises. And so on this very show, I hit the download button right on my phone. And let me tell you something. It has changed my life.
It's so good.
It is so good. It is so good. When you want, okay, I think about death a lot. Okay. I think about my mortality.
Okay.
I think about the end.
Right.
I think about all that stuff. And I think of a more simpler time about like when I was growing up and I had a TV in my room and like I wasn't a very social kid. So like I had like my action figures and I had like, my Nintendo. And then of course I had the goddamn TV with the TV guide. And every day I'd turn on that TV guide and I'd wait for I had my stories that were going to come up on the TV. So I'd be watching the TV guide and you got to wait. You got to scroll. It's just going to do a slow scroll. And like half the time it's in the 900s.
Yeah.
Or not the 900s, but the 90s.
Yeah.
And you're like, come on. I gotta get to 34. I gotta get to 51. I gotta get to my channels and see what's on. 47 included. And this.
So Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, and TV Land.
Yes.
Yeah. Brother, I knew.
Yes. This gives me that feeling.
Right.
Gives me that feeling of like, this is my youth.
Right.
I'm recapturing my youth with this app because the format of it is set up just like the TV guide. You got your stations, but the stations are preposterous. These are stations I wish existed when I was a child because when I can watch 24 fucking hours of American Gladiators.
Oh my God.
It is the greatest channel in the history of any.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
Have you guys watched the Nickelodeon documentary yet? I did not know there was even a Nickelodeon documentary. So,
I did not know that either.
There was a documentary that we just watched, so I will get to that in just a minute. You guys should react to Walter versus Will Ospreay. Maybe. At some point.
I know who those gentlemen are.
I know.
It's true.
So have you just been like blazing through American Gladiators then?
Okay, so I put American Gladiators on and it's very interesting because American Gladiators went through phases.
Oh,
it went through like the initial low budget phase, and then as it got renewed over the years, and as things progress, they got the challenges got more involved, the production values went up. So like when I first turned it on, we were in year one. That just happened to be on. So like it was the first goddamn like thing of American Gladiators, and I'm watching it, you know, after last week's show, and I put it on, and I'm just like, holy shit, this is awesome, and like terrible graphics and the roided out
So sweet
dudes, and
dude, like
and
shitty
just
graphics,
amazing.
roided up dudes. It was peak television.
Peak television. And then I'm watching, and they're doing things with like the football challenge where you got to try to break through, and they're just grabbing the contestants and literally slamming them on their heads.
Like,
it was brutal as fuck.
I think there was a point very early on where they just didn't give a shit.
Thanks, Fenton.
Wait, reaction of the night. I know who those guys are. But like, they just didn't care, and they're just like, yeah, like we'll just call it on the fly. We'll figure it out from there. And like all the contestants, because they were just so hyped up, they're like, yeah, we're gonna do this. It's gonna be great. But then like they're hitting a literal brick wall of flesh and muscle, and they're like, listen, I'm getting paid to fuck you up, and that's what we're doing.
So I like after the show last week, I watched it for a good 2 hours,
right,
and then turned it off, woke up, whatever. And then when I got done with work, I put it on again, and I'm watching it, you know, making dinner, whatever the case, and the kids come in.
Right.
And they're looking at this thing, and they're like, this is amazing. This is the greatest show.
So yeah, and I feel like they're at that age where like my brother and I were getting into it.
Yes, I actually know who Walter and Will Ospreay are. Yes,
yeah.
I do know who they are.
So like, yeah, because like they're at the right age where like my brother and I were starting to get into it. Like that would be like just one of the things we would watch constantly. And it's funny because like you mentioned that, and then I think like a day or two later, Christy and I ended up watching the Last Blockbuster documentary on Netflix.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was a thing. So.
It is a thing, and I highly recommend it because if you want a wholesome walk back down memory lane, this is it. And it brought me back because like I used to work at a video store literally 6 years ago.
Wait,
you know?
what?
Yeah, think about that. Well, no, I was actually gone. Wait, what's today? 24.
You're about to realize how old you are doing this math. Just so you know. Oh, shit. You're going to be really depressed after you do this math.
7 years ago.
Okay, maybe not that.
7 years ago, I was still working at a video store.
A shitty video store?
No, it was a great video store. It was, and like I'm not hands down, no joke, best job I ever had.
I was working at the video store.
Working at the video store, best job I ever.
So you're Randall.
In a way, I'm Randall in a dress shirt and tie because like we were required to wear like nice clothes. But like, it was just the best. I mean, like
the Blockbuster documentary subtitle: "You're older than you think you are."
If that ain't the truth, then fuck, I don't know what is. Because
Genius.
because like that's like that was a good one. So like, yeah, it was one of the best jobs I had, and then like it was the best job I had, and then like watching this documentary, I was like, yeah, like they're going through like all this stuff about like daily activities and daily routines and like what it was like handling all the merchandise, talking with the people, and I'm just like, yeah, that's what it was like. That was what it was like for me too. Oh my god, like this is the story of my life pretty much. And Christy's just like, yep, okay. But like it,
so somebody related to it, and somebody was like,
okay. But like, and I was kind of doing that thing where like I would get excited about something, and I'd be like, I would do that. That was me. What they're talking about, that was me. That was me in there. But what I walked away with overall was, and like you kind of brought up a great point when talking about Pluto with that whole concept of like going through the guide and finding something to watch, and then like you end up on American Gladiators somehow. I've been paying close attention to a lot of what's going on in quote unquote like the digital space. So like looking at all the subscription services, looking at everybody who's cutting the cord, looking at everybody who's trying to like downsize collections and like downsize media and get rid of a lot of that stuff. And, you know, now companies are trying to obtain all of the rights and licenses to their material and either sell a license out to one individual. I mean, like you just had the WWE network sell to NBC's Peacock.
Yeah.
And initial reactions to that have been abysmal. You have more and more and more of these streaming services.
Put a pin in this because I got something for the chat here. From the chat, remember when Blockbuster tried to get their own app and compete with Netflix?
Watch the documentary.
Is it in it?
It's in there. And I'm going to tell you something. The reason why Blockbuster went out of business is not what you think.
Interesting. Because I used to fuck up that system.
I used to fuck up that system too. But the reason Blockbuster went out of business was not directly because of Netflix.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And if that's not an endorsement for this movie, if that's not going to get you, I don't know what is.
But
anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So like, and like, you know, you bring up Pluto and like how there's now all these different streaming services, whereas like, you know, literally 3, maybe 4 years ago, you could just buy into Netflix or you could just subscribe to Hulu. It's $15-$20 a month. That's all you need. Now you've got Hulu, you got Disney Plus, you've got Netflix, you got Peacock, you got CBS All Access. You've got like people are now subscribing to a handful, so now like their monthly bill is being doubled, and you still can't get everything, and half the time you're still getting ads, which was like the entire reason to buy into one of these things.
Exactly.
I think we're going to get to a point, might not be tomorrow, might not be 5 years from now, but we're going to get a point where this bubble is going to burst.
That's right.
The bubble is going to burst. So we are the group, you and I, who are always behind.
Everything.
We're always a day late, a buck short.
Yep.
So keep your eyes and ears open and start looking for that next thing, because I'm telling you, there is like something big is going to happen where a lot of the stuff you're seeing is going to start to implode. I think you're going to see a massive shift in like the online gaming, like whether it's esports or content creating. There's going to be a big shift in that coming soon.
Okay. And we're going to be on the forefront.
We're going to be on the forefront of it. Listen, everybody, subscribe to this channel. Hitch your wagon to us. We'll take you to the moon.
Take you to the moon.
Take you to the moon. Take you to the moon.
To the moon.
Wait.
Blockbuster went out of business because the CEO was a meth head.
That they did not get into. I don't know anything about that.
That's conjecture.
That's conjecture and hearsay. Listen,
if you're in the
if our
chat,
lawyer was in the chat, he would say that is not. I mean, we don't know, therefore we cannot confirm.
We cannot confirm. We can only speculate, and that we won't do on air. So there's that. Well, let's get in a little bit into the cock. Because
are you on that cock?
Listen, so once fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice.
How are you gonna keep doing this?
Shame on me, because listen, folks. Fenton would follow us to Pluto.
We're going to Pluto.
We're going to Pluto.
We're gonna. Oh wait. Oh, yeah, Bergman's here. He says, "Don't get sued, boys."
You the man.
This is man.
You the man.
It's my lawyer.
That's right. So I had when the cock first came out, everybody screamed and it wasn't pleasant.
Yeah.
But when Peacock first came out,
right,
they offered a free trial type of thing, and I'm like, well, let's give it a try. Yeah. I wanted to watch Psych the movie. So I got the trial, found some other things on there that I kind of enjoyed. Cheers is on there.
Cheers
so I was like,
Cheers is also on Netflix.
Having some of that. I do.
Yeah. Not for much longer. I'm gonna tell you that.
I was gonna say that they're cracking down on that. I know.
I mean, we're gonna probably crack down on our subscriptions here soon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, if one's gonna go, I'm fine with that one.
Us too.
Especially because
it's almost $16 a month now.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I am a frequenter watcher of Cheers, so I do like to go where everybody knows my name. I like to feel the love.
You like to feel welcome, which is good.
So after the free trial, I was like, I'm not going to use this.
Yeah,
goodbye.
Yeah.
So then the network, WWE Network, gets bought by the cock. And they offer a deal where you get 4 months at 50% off, and if you pay up front. And I'm like,
Right.
it's $10. I'm gonna go spend $10 on hot and ready's here in a minute anyway. So I might as well get 4 months worth of content, and I can watch the abysmal dog shit that is going to be WrestleMania. So
okay, hang on. Let's preface what you're about to say next with this, because I currently am subscribed to the network.
Okay.
I have like 7 days left in my subscription.
Okay.
I have not bought in to the cock yet. For $10 for 4 months. Do I do it?
Do you want to see WrestleMania?
I don't know. That's part of the problem.
Okay. If you do, I would say yes. If you don't, I would say don't bother. Because I bought it because I've wanted to watch not the current product,
right?
But if I want to watch, In Your House 6 for like the 15th
because like
time.
here's my other dilemma: is I'm currently in the middle of a 1999 ECW run.
Ooh,
where I'm watching all of ECW on TNN and Hardcore TV, like back to back.
That is not on there. So you will not.
And that's the other thing too. And judging by some of the hearsay I've been hearing, I don't think it might be on there for a while.
No, I don't think it's going to be. And that's kind of what I ran into. Like I was watching the In Your Houses are not on there, so you didn't get any of those.
What's the point?
That's all I want.
Yeah.
And then if you do want to watch like an older SummerSlam or Royal Rumble or something, the interface is such dog shit that they have it set up by seasons, but they don't tell you the year. Like the first one is season 1, the second one is season 2, but it doesn't tell you what the fucking year is. So you have to click on one and figure out where you are, and then you have to do math. And I'm already half drunk, so I can't do anything. I just want to watch the British Bulldog and Owen Hart kick some ass out of Doug Furness and Philip LaFawn. That's all I want to see.
Were they okay? Here's the thing: were they not an underrated tag team? Like, did I completely miss the boat on Furness and LaFawn back in the day?
Listen, Doug Furness is amazing. Philip LaFawn's the shit.
Okay, because Doug Furness always looked like a brick shit house, and like he would eat you. And I'm like,
Doug Furness
that's
is
a
amazing.
gimmick I can get behind. Okay, wait a minute. Fenton, with a strong opinion, says, coming from the biggest wrestling dork you probably know, don't do it.
Wow.
And
wow.
Sasha, yes, ECW and WCW footage is all owned by the WWE when the WWE purchased both companies back in the early 2000s.
That is true, but it was on their streaming network when they had just the WWE network. But now that Peacock bought the WWE network, they're being very selective out of what they want to air, and rightfully so. I mean, like there's some things on there that's not.
This is okay. We Disney. There's been some discussions online lately about, what, can you exclude content from yesterday, even though it was just a product of the time? And I say, maybe, perhaps.
I mean, what's your opinion of Gone with the Wind?
I've never seen it.
Is that the one with that lady?
I mean...
The one that does do a deer, a female deer. Is that Gone with the Wind?
That Sound of Music?
They're the same fucking movie. Aren't they the same movie? I'm pretty sure they're both 5 hours long.
You know what? They're both really old. I'm sure they're wonderful. I've never seen them. Let's move on. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole because I almost said a few things that I probably would have immediately regretted.
Bergman says
no. Okay, that's good.
But anyway, censorship of content.
Can somebody in the chat just answer me this? Is one of them about Nazis at all?
I'm pretty sure they both are.
I'm not,
to be honest.
I don't think so. Well, maybe in a way.
Depending on how you feel about statues.
I never put. I totally forgot to put the disclaimer up in the beginning of the show.
I gave you a warning.
I know, and I completely fucking dropped the ball. We had a whole thing. Like, listen, folks, this is a comedy show.
I'll make it one video for you. Make it easy.
One is about the antebellum South after the Civil War. One is in Central Europe during Nazism. Okay, so we weren't far off. Yay us. Okay.
Should they be censored?
Peacock. Let's get back on. Let's get this shit show back on track. We got 12 minutes. we still have to talk about shrimp.
Oh yeah, true. So like as of right now, like I was able to throw on I did throw on the ECW's WrestlePalooza 98.
Right, yeah.
And I'm like, this is an indie show. Like that's all
most
this
of them
is.
were.
Like
most of those were, yeah.
Like I could they had the opening comedy match, and then you had a shit show match, and then just kind of a random match, and I was just like, this isn't a gym. This is any indie show ever.
It's it's kind of funny because you go back and you watch a lot of that older ECW, and like I get this with a lot of like the older wrestling stuff where people really look at a lot of that with rose-colored glasses.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because like I originally started doing a 1994 run of Raw, and I was like, I'm gonna watch all of them immediately after WrestleMania on. I got through about 3 weeks, and I was like, I've had enough. It's bad. It's like
squash matches, right?
Well, I mean, like not even that, because like sometimes I just like to see all the characters, and be like, yeah, and then you have it for like background noise. But like the other part of that too is like the commentary is so fucking irritating because like that was the era where like Vince just had this really stupid laugh that he was doing. Ha ha ha! Oh, well.
Oh, Fenton dropping some knowledge in the chat. It's also JYD's last appearance nationally.
Really? Okay. Yeah. So like, I had to stop that, and then I jumped to an ECW run, and I was like, this is mostly okay. Like there's some good Jerry Lynn matches, but the other problem too is like all the stuff for TNN was all just like matches they did on pay-per-view. Like they did nothing to produce those early episodes. They were correct. Yeah. So I was like, it's still good, but like I don't need to watch it. Like I don't really need to watch another Sabu match. I mean, I feel like they're all.
I wrestled Sabu. They're all the same.
Yeah, they're all the same.
He's a fuck. I'll tell you why he's a fuck. Because like he did stuff to amuse him, which is fine, except it was at my expense.
Sure.
So like he's like, go jump off the top rope, and I'm like, okay, like I don't jump off the top rope. I don't do that. He's like, I'm gonna cut you off. I'm like, that's fine. And so I go to do it, and as I'm climbing up, I'm seeing he's stacking chairs in the middle of the ring. And I'm like, you fucking asshole.
See, like that.
And like, I gotta take the bump.
That to me explains every Sabu match ever.
Yes.
Why it looks so wonky, why things seem out of sync. It's because I feel like that's what he's doing. He's calling spots to the other guy, and the other guy's going to go do the spot, and then he's like, all right, I'm going to go do something else.
Yes. Yeah. That's exactly
right. That explains so much.
How long until the streaming services start to buy out wrestling shows and show them weekly? I mean, that's pretty much what Peacock has done. Like they're getting all the pay-per-view rights.
They're getting the pay-per-view rights
to the streaming of WWE. So like it's not going to be a weekly thing, but
I think you'll see more of the pay-per-views going to the way of like the streaming service. Like Fight TV I know does that right now. I mean, like Fight TV works with a lot of people and a lot of companies actually. I mean, like all the WWE shows are going to be on Peacock. But like their TV shows aren't going to be appearing on Peacock until a month later. And like I know they're on Hulu, so like I don't know what the case is there, if they're like going to be coming off of Hulu at any point. But I mean for like a weekly episodic TV show, I don't think you're really going to get something like that on a streaming service unless it's like a smaller company, and it's probably going to be like free TV. It's probably going to be something on like YouTube or Twitch.
Right.
Something where like they can get, because like they're just going to be a smaller company, so they're going to want that exposure and not want to have to charge people to get in because they just want to put a
expand their base. So we going into some shrimp.
Did you see the shrimp story? I need to talk about this.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, apparently some asshole found shrimp tails in a cinnamon toast crunch.
It is
So
like, okay, here's the thing. Because like I saw who posted it, and I'm actually familiar with the guy who posted it because he's a comedian. Like he's been on some podcasts that I listen to. Apparently he wrote for Raw for like a year.
oh, well, this ties in then.
Yeah,
Why didn't you
yeah.
segue with that?
I don't know. I was just so focused on shrimp itself. But yeah,
Okay.
so when I saw the post, I was like, oh, it's a bit, clearly. Like, he's like everybody
Right.
else. He's bored in quarantine. But then I saw him write, this is not a bit. And I was like, huh, this is interesting. And then, like, just going through the events of that day and, like, everything he found. Like, he found string. He found strange black specks. And somebody in his, like, Twitter feed was like, oh, yeah, that's rat poop. Like, mice or rats like made a nest, and that's probably how you got the shrimp in there, was because they were just scavenging in the flour, and they just left stuff in there, and then when the flour got dumped in, it just got mixed up. Topanga's husband, yes, he's also Topanga's husband. Yeah, in real life.
Good for him.
But then, like, you know, and then like General Mills gets involved, and they're like, hey, like, can you give us some information? And like he tells them, and they're like, oh no, it's just sugar. It's clearly not sugar.
It's not sugar.
It's
I've
not
seen
sugar.
The pictures.
And then
I've seen the pictures.
And then they're like, well, can you send it to us? And he's like, well, like first they tried to backtrack at one point, and he's like, you're trying to gaslight me publicly, and now you're coming out saying that, like, yeah, like we'll make this right, and like they wanted to send him vouchers, and he was like,
cereal.
No. Yeah, for cereal. It's like, no, I'm not gonna buy your fucking cereal after you just try to like make me look like an asshole because I found bullshit in your fucking cereal box. And then they're like, well, can you mail it back? And he's like, I'll mail you one.
Right.
Because, like, obviously he wants to keep some of the evidence because they can just take it and be like, yeah, no, it was nothing.
Yeah, nothing ever happened.
Yeah, nothing ever happened.
Bergman chiming in.
Follow up this evening. Turns out the guy might have had problematic relationships with a woman he worked with in the past. Wait, what?
Are you saying that the woman planted the shrimp? Like, what are you insinuating? What are we talking about?
Is that just like, did the guy get like accused of something?
Who, Topanga? What are we doing?
Well, anyways, but then they
Bergman,
were like,
you need to clarify.
Yeah, and then they're like, well, if you're not going to send the stuff back, you know.
Oh, it's been breaking the past few hours, he says.
Oh my God, we're so behind. But then they try to make the guy like bring it to the police station, and he's like, have them contact me because I'm not going to walk into a police station and be like, here's the shrimp tails you need from General Mills. He's like, that's going to get me murdered. Literally stories been breaking for the last few hours. I literally have not seen that on Twitter, actually. So, but like, it's just.
I mean, this happens every now and then. Like you get like if you go to Wendy's and you get a finger in the chili, like things happen.
There was a. I don't want to say this out loud.
Why not?
No, because like I don't want. No, I don't want.
Come on.
When we moved down to Texas, there was a video that went viral of a certain burger chain outside of the city of Austin. I just want to point that out, where a certain little critter happened to jump in the deep fryer.
Oh Lord!
And I was like, "Whoa!" And then we went and we got burgers from the chain, not that location. We went and got burgers, and I was like, "What critter? I don't know what you're talking about."
Right.
Really
become a loyal fan.
I've become a loyal fan. Wait, dude was accused of being abusive emotionally to women he was in relationship with. I'll let you know after the show as an update to the Vulture story. So,
is this like we're gonna try to get rid of his character so that he's lying about the shrimp? Like, how does this have to do with the shrimp? Like, I don't understand.
I mean,
what's the deal?
Wait, what's happening here? Oh, wait, Ryan Bergman. Oh. Okay. Jensen Carp is more than just the cinnamon toast crunch shrimp. Oh, can you write a word? Okay. Jensen Carp is more than just the cinnamon toast crunch shrimp tails guy.
Okay.
Bean
He's bang his
Dad.
husband.
Bean Dad. Did you hear about the Bean Dad story too?
No,
That
what's
happened
Bean
earlier this
Dad?
year. Okay, so like the pandemic's been hard on a lot of people. Well, this is how we're gonna end it, folks. I'm not gonna get into that other thing, but we'll just say this. So the pandemic's been hard on a lot of people. So the whole Bean Dad story was like this guy went to Twitter, right?
Uh-huh.
And basically did this mile-long Twitter thread about how his daughter was hungry and he was working on some fucking jigsaw puzzle or some bullshit. And she's like, "What do you want?" Bottom of the story, Kevin, an update. All right, I'll take a look at it later. We gotta wrap this fucking show up. And fucking Bean Dad was like, "What do you want?" She's like, "I want beans." And his daughter was 9 years old, and he goes, "Well, go get beans and go make them yourself." And then she's like, "I don't know how to open it." He goes, "Use a can opener." She's like, "I don't know how to use a can opener." And then he went on like a mile-long thread of like basically like talking down to his 9-year-old daughter about like how she didn't have, you know, the understanding of how to use a can opener and how she couldn't get a thing and how she needed to assess the situation and figure out all the parts. And then people were like, "Bro, she's fucking 9 years old. Just feed her. Like, stop what you're doing.
I was
Tend to
gonna
your
say, I
daughter."
have a 9-year-old.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'm
it was
pretty
like,
sure
"Tend
she
to your
doesn't know how to
daughter."
use a can opener.
And then like within the hour, like the guy got outed as being like a super fucking anti-Semite and shit.
There's nowhere to hide, folks. It's all. If you're a shitty person, it's over.
It's over.
I'm sorry.
And so just like, you
Not
know,
sorry.
just listen. What we'll end with is just be kind.
Don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole.
Tune in tomorrow.
Watch Don't Be an Asshole tomorrow night on this YouTube channel. Hit subscribe. Follow us. We have so much more content.
So much more content.
So much more content. Yeah.
We are taking this channel more seriously than ever before. We're going to bring you quality content.
Listen, I've actually got technically 4 videos in the works right now.
Oh,
well, like I got 3 streams. I need to lock down a streaming schedule for myself for gaming. And
yes, you do.
It's because like that's where like I have a lot of fun interaction and engagement, but like it's just stuff going on.
You need to pick a day so I can start planning my days.
So that
I
you
want to
can
go
tune
live
in
on this
and
channel.
watch. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll get a more detailed schedule on when stuff comes out on this channel, but guaranteed every Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, we will be right here bringing you high quality Bean Dad content and anything else that's happening in the world and how much we love American Gladiators.
Oh yeah.
Tomorrow night, Don't Be an Asshole. It is the best game show on the internet.
The internet's favorite game show now. You don't want to miss it.
You don't want to miss it.
In the chat. Give us your votes. If you're in the chat, you get to vote on the show. You get
we had a new King Asshole last week. I don't know how he's going to be topped, but somehow.
I have some predictions.
Oh, he has predictions. So you have to tune in tomorrow to hear the new crop of assholes that'll be dusting you all over.
Crop dusting assholes.
Crop dusting assholes all night tomorrow night. So, but make sure any other plugs?
No, that's it. Just subscribe.
That's it.
Subscribe on YouTube. Listen.
Follow us on social media.
Help get us to 100. I'll do
Brain
a
Wreck show.
I will do a fancy video when we get to 100 subs.
Look at that.
Yeah.
What more do you need, folks?
We'll do like a Q&A. I'll wear a fancy shirt.
Okay.
Much more fancy than what I'm wearing now.
I'll wear my big dog shirt. There we go. So for this week, I've been Jason X.
I'm Kevin Graham.
And this has been your show.
Peace.